Yo, 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 yo.
What's going on, my peoples?
What's up, good people?
We
So
back.
with it.
Hi.
Hold on, Ken. I know the formal intro, but can y'all hit the milk and cookies intro real quick? Like y'all little intro. Can y'all do that real quick?
Milk and cookies.
I
Don't.
I can drink to that.
Want some milk and cookies? You know, she named us. Mari named us. That's where we got our name from. She named us randomly in Vegas one night. She named us.
Oh, okay. See, Ken, look how we find out information like that.
We got to get into that. We got to find out, you know what I'm saying, for the audience and for our audience that's introducing them for the first time. We got the Milk and Cookies podcast crew joining us, the ladies from the Milk and Cookies podcast. And we're going to find out who's the milk and who's the cookies. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important information to know.
Yes.
I mean,
very much.
I mean, we got is it chocolate chip? Is it Oreo? The golden Oreo? What is it? I mean,
it's definitely chocolate chip, and it's chunky chocolate chips.
Okay.
It's
the chunky.
It's giving, and y'all know what I am. You know, come on. I'm milk. You know I'm milk.
The organic kind, or what we talking about? You talking about the organic?
Hey,
no, I'm 2%.
The one that's good for your body.
You the light milk. Okay.
I'm the light milk. I'm 2%. I'm good. I'm good for your health. I'm not vitamin D. I'm not vitamin D. I am coming in thick, but I'm not. I'm coming in thick.
A full gallon.
I can raise my glass to that.
Hey, I'm okay with the 2% because I'm 2% too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of light over here. I'm kind of light-ish over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that is so funny. You guys are light, and then we are like chocolatey.
See, I did that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm creative like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's for optics. You know what I'm saying? It's for optics. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, welcome to another episode of the Fiyah System Podcast. Of course, I got my guy Benji Banks with me, the man, the brand. As I said previously, we got the ladies from the Milk and Cookies podcast. They joined us today. They graced us with their presence. It's their first time here. Hopefully, it won't be their last time. We want to collab with them. We want to bring them on because you know what? They are professionals. And we need that professional feedback.
You know, pop their collars a little bit. They ain't sitting back doing that. They're making things happen. I dig it.
We need that feedback because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we ask questions of ladies, you know, being that me and Benji are, you know, all guy cast, you know what I'm saying, when we have ladies on the show. Some ladies, you know what I'm saying, they talk and they don't want to talk, you know, talk. Like they want to talk a little bit or they don't want to put too much out there. We know from watching you all's content, like y'all keep it A100. So we was like, all right. So then
can't help but get good content out of this. I can bet you that.
That's a fact. So y'all already know if y'all tune in, y'all know we pick a topic or we have guests every week. Well, this week we got a topic that we want to talk about with the ladies on the show, and it's called the games we play. So y'all already know. Listen, me and Benji, I don't know about the ladies. I don't want to tell their ages. I don't want to guess them. They look really young, but me and Benji 40 plus, right?
Yeah,
we on our way.
So
43. So yeah.
So I've seen my share of people playing games and been a part of games. So you know, I know what I did when I was younger and what I wouldn't do now if I was out there like actively dating. So we wanted to kind of have the ladies kind of tell us from their standpoint, and Benji too, because I'm out the game. So I don't have too much of.
It's okay. We balances off the show. We got a brother that's actually married.
No. Yeah, that's definitely true, and we're gonna get into that too. But I wanted to talk about at the beginning, like the dating, you know what I'm saying, aspect of it, and because you know. It's way different now than you know what it was when we was growing up and how we were taught to kind of you know date and things like that. So much has changed, especially with the advent of social media. it's it's going to
and online dating.
Yeah, it's
and
going to
links and Tinder and swipe left and swipe right.
It's going to a whole.
Find anything. You can get a woman faster than a Big Mac nowadays.
Hello, to go. Like what?
To go. Did you hear that?
Go.
Hey, you know what? Dave Chappelle said it a few years ago. The price of vagina in this world has plummeted. You know,
It's like the price of a Happy Meal. It's sick.
They have flooded the market with it. It's easy to.
I blame y'all.
She said,
I blame y'all. I blame y'all.
Okay, talk to
the men.
Talk to
us. Absolutely.
Sometimes y'all don't have no standards, and so you get ain't standard ass hoes that charge you $5 for the guac 3,000.
$40.
Man, listen. I ain't messing with no $40 bra. So
like, come on.
Let me just clear the air real quick.
I be dead ass anytime I hear it's the meme where he be folding the $40 and he be like, he about to come in like that. No.
And
you know what?
That's real, you guys.
It's so, and it's just like, I don't know. It's like the gentleman is becoming extinct. And this like new man is emerging that it's a big deal to go on dates. And there's riffs about that. You have to have a detailed dissertation to be able to go and get some ice cream. Because a date doesn't necessarily have to be a $500 thing. It could be some ice cream. It could be, meeting for a cup of coffee. It doesn't necessarily have to be. So it's just to me, just a really large disconnect.
So tell me why you think the gentleman is becoming extinct. Because I know some gentlemen. I know most of us were raised by our moms. So for the most part, we got the game from them. So we know to open doors. We know to do specific things. Well, why isn't that popular?
And most of y'all is murdered. Okay? Most of y'all is tied the fuck down. Ain't enough.
No, murdered.
Goddamn.
I mean, that's a whole
honestly, I think you guys are traumatized. I think you guys are in hiding just due to
it's not cool to be a gentleman anymore. It's cool.
Look at how media does Russell Wilson. Look at how they do. He's a square.
Right.
He's all he does is uplift and pray for the girl.
But I don't think it's media. I think it's your counterparts, the other ladies. Not the good ladies.
Let's talk about this.
But the ladies that don't have any standards, they're part of that too.
I fully believe that both parties share blame.
Oh yeah,
because if it wasn't for men who would allow themselves to be with an ain't shit ass woman, then there wouldn't be too many ain't shit ass women. Because if an ain't shit ass woman want a man, she know that she can't be ain't shit. So she gonna. You know what I'm saying? She gonna get better herself so that she can get that man that she desires. Well, at least we would hope.
Right. Okay.
But I definitely believe that both parties are to blame. And it gets so deep. It's in the media. It's in the media. It's in the music. The music tells you, I'm gonna meet a ballin' bitches and I'm gonna pop. We all gonna pop Molly. It's gonna be a party. I'm fucking her friend and her friend and her friend. And if you ain't with it, I'm sending you home. Bitch, you walking.
God damn! You can't even call her an Uber. You can't call her an Uber. She gotta walk.
Cause I will turn you back to a pedestrian. And they ask me what I do and who I do it for, and how I come up with the shit up in the studio. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. Hello. Kanye West said it.
They're telling you exactly what they want, and the crazy thing is these women still seek that dude. And the Russell Wilson
dude, he's rich as fuck.
The Russell Wilsons get looked at foul. It's just simple.
It's guys like Russell Wilson that are rich, scientists and engineers, and all those guys make great money. But a woman will look at a lot of those guys and be like, he's a square.
And that's it.
I don't want to be with a square. And I'm like,
right?
Yeah, like every time I hear that, I'm trying to understand, like, what does that even mean?
Okay, now look, let me help y'all, because there is sometimes where it's for me, I don't look at it like, oh, if he's not in the limelight or if he's not a flashy rapper or NBA player, that he's not his money is not valuable or he's not valuable. I think what it is it's for me, it's an energy. Like if you're coming at me and you're, oh baby, like, and you like, I can't. I literally cannot do.
You just acted that out like.
I'm like, bro, toughen up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But what if that's the guy for you though? What if he checks off?
That's not the guy for me if that irritates my entire soul.
No, I'm just saying. But what if he checks off all the other boxes?
That's not the guy for me. If it does not sit right in my spirit, if I'm just like, I can't get it.
Sounds like to me, today's woman wants 100% man all of the time.
Nah.
Am I wrong?
No. I would.
I mean, the things she wants, consistency, all of those things, you wrap them up in this ball, and we put love language and all of that stuff in there. And I like this, and I don't like that, and I want you to like. It sounds like everything is just kind of out of whack when we're looking for 100% out of men. Am I wrong? What's up? What's up, Shasta? Are we looking for y'all looking for too much in men?
I think okay. From what I see, a lot of times there's a few variables at play. A lot of times women's finances, they're so much they've channeled their energy, they focused on in their career, and they're now at a certain, they're at a certain level financially to where that man isn't appealing. And it's not that he isn't appealing because he doesn't have the money. He isn't appealing because he hasn't put any years into something. So there's the financial disconnect, number one. Number two, men tend to go for youth and for reproductive organs. Y'all want a woman young, fine, and having babies, right? And for us, a lot of the times, and for us, we are like an emerging, especially Black women. We're like an emerging minority in the workforce. So we're barely really we hitting the ground running.
Right.
So a lot of times we meet at the wrong place. Like you'll be like, I'm ready to have a baby. I'm ready to get married.
And we're like,
hey,
no,
we just got really started. Yeah, so a lot of times that's it. And then another thing where I've ran into in my dating life where I can't have conversation of substance. Only thing we can converse about is so general and basic. It's like, brother, you can't lead me. You gonna lead me? You can't lead me. I can't even. It's so like so. That's sometimes I think for me and what I've seen, even because me and her both, we have a family full of women. She has 5 sisters. I have 4 sisters, and that is what is a commonality is that they can't keep up. It's either financially or it's like that. And then the men that
emotionally not there, or
there's something lacking. And then the men that can, you better get in line, honey. Because there's about 75 bitches that's willing to die for that dick.
Right.
They willing to die. You understand me? They willing to die.
Tracy, I agree. We want consistency. And look, and here's where I'm at with it. I never want to have anything 100% because I know realistically it's not attainable.
Okay. So what percent, because usually when I hear, even when we talk about Kevin Samuels, we talk about all these so-called dating experts online and all of this type of stuff, you hear, I want consistency, I want this, I want that, all of those things, right? What percent? Because nowadays it sounds like one mess up and you out of there.
Well, it depends on the caliber of the
mess up.
Because I'm a woman in my 30s, so you shouldn't be doing no silly ass shit, bro. You know what the fuck you're doing? You're not a kid. Okay? So if you're dealing with me, you're not a child. You know right from wrong, and you know when you're doing something that's out of pocket. So for me, it has to be like the caliber of the mistake or whatever the case may be. But my thing is 100% to me is not in just in one lane. It's in general. And 100% for me means you are 100% dedicated to or at least 80% dedicated to making this relationship work, whatever that means. And that does mean coming to compromise on both ends.
Right.
But if I tell you this is something that I don't like, and you minimize that and be like, oh, that's nothing. Well, that's nothing to you. But to me, it's something. And I need to be heard, and I need to feel that you take heed to that, and vice versa. If you tell me, babe, I don't like that, then I have to listen to that and see how we can come to some kind of compromise for the relationship. So that's what I need. And consistency with working out what works for us, because it's going to change in each relationship, because not one person is the same. Right. So you're going to require something else from out of each relationship when you're dealing with a different individual.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
I think
that boils down. I heard her say 80%. Right?
I'll take give me 80%, because I ain't even gonna front. Like we were talking about, I'm very career driven right now. I got a lot going on. I am a mother as well. Right. So you realistically cannot get 100% of me.
I think that's
very true. That's very true. And that's what I was gonna go ahead, Ken, because I was gonna ask something.
No, I think that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people who don't get it right is because they have unrealistic expectations. You know what I'm saying? If you have realistic expectations and you are able to articulate those and put them out there for that person to understand and hear, you know what I'm saying? That gives them something to go on. You know what I'm saying? Because I think all too often we go into relationships just like you said, this is a different person. But some people go into a relationship just thinking, well, this is a man, so he should understand. Well, that man has been raised different. He
done been through different
community. Like he had different life experiences, so he might not know. So it's best for you to tell him, hey, this is how I want to be treated, and this is what my expectations are. So, you know what I'm saying? If you can't meet these expectations, then that's another conversation and that's another day and time. But let me put this out here for you. And you know what I'm saying? You can either roll with it or you can't. And another thing is that we always talk about is love languages. Like that's out there, that's public knowledge, it's real, it works, it's proven. Like fellas, I say fellas all the time because a lot of ladies know about it, but fellas act oblivious to it.
They
fellas,
because they don't care.
Figure out the love languages, bro.
She just like they don't care.
They don't care.
Well, no, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say men don't care, because they care when they want what they want.
When it
a lot of times, a man will never come out and tell you like, I'm not interested, like 100%. He may hint around to it, but it's gonna take him a really long time. But they will do subtle shit where you like, he just not consistent. No, he is. He is consistently showing you. I think a lot of times as women, we don't look at the actions. We look at that one phone call from 4 months ago where he was talking about we do though, and we'll hold on to that versus him not calling. He going 2-3 days. I've been busy. Ain't nobody that busy, baby. You're not the president, sir. You're not doing nothing.
Stop fucking
like you're not the president. You're not that busy.
You can call. You can call.
You too busy to send a goddamn text message or something. Like just kill that shit. Listen. I didn't get a chance to get back to you. I was preoccupied doing some other things. Okay. You can say that. If you're that busy, listen, I'm busy right now. I'm going to get back to you when I get a chance. It takes 6 seconds to do that.
What's wrong with saying, you know what? But I understand, because I've had this conversation with male relatives of mine. They don't want to cut off the booty, the potential booty. You go, I get it. But let me tell y'all something,
but you're going to piss me off, and I'm not going to deal with you.
Because one night they might want to hit that. They might want to hit that. But newsflash, women don't care. As long as you're honest, we'll pretty much accept a lot. As long as you're upfront. If you tell me, allow me to make the decision.
Don't tell me a dream. Please don't tell me a dream.
Because that's going to make me be in front of your house at 4:00 p.m. interviewing your neighbor.
That's the games that
we play. That's gonna make me call your job.
While we here, let me just say this, men, because y'all like to play this game too. I don't know if it's because like it's in y'all DNA, like y'all want to chase, but I just feel like in the beginning stages of the dating, You guys are amazing and sweet and doing all these kind things. And then as soon as you know you got me, you motherfuckers get real motherfucking comfortable.
Did she literally, was it a roller coaster? Was it a roller coaster?
It literally drops. You get real comfortable. You're not calling, you're not checking in. I don't get no good morning. I don't get no, you look nice.
He don't even wear cologne no more. He just wearing Axe.
Right.
Like, what?
I come over, you in your basketball shorts. You ain't even showered yet. There's
like slides.
Like, bruh.
What you got on slides for?
Hold on, ladies.
No, hold on. Let me address that right quick, baby. If he shows up with shorts and slides on, that means he's trying to slide in. That's all.
Come on, right?
And I might just
That is the uniform for. I'm trying to smack something. So when
don't be acting like y'all don't be wanting the action. But hold on.
The slides.
But hold on, the slides. It's hard to run through slides. I just want you to know that, okay?
I hate slides. I swear to God, I hate slides. I want to burn them all. I hate slides. You better have on some Gucci loafers, something.
But ladies,
it's traumatic for me.
What if that brother's depressed though, and you never checked on any of that? Because if a man starts to, his appearance starts to go down, whatever. My question is when was the last time you actually invested in his mental health? Because I usually hear women who want, they got a laundry list of things that they want, as if the brother ain't going through nothing. He ain't got no issues. He trying to take care of you and trying to handle this business. That's not a good situation in most cases. That's why brothers dip sometimes.
Well, I mean, speaking for myself, I would have to say, number one, if a man is with me and I notice a decline in his appearance and him taking care of himself, I'm gonna ask. I don't play that shit. Now,
like, no, having that. Okay, I like that.
What's going on? I noticed lately, you've been not showering or like.
I don't know about it.
No, because when you're depressed, you do that. You don't.
I noticed you're a funky cold Medina.
Right, and I'm not dealing with none of that. Absolutely not.
Let me know where the hot water and the towel can meet.
Baby,
you know what I'm saying?
I ain't never been that depressed.
How's your relationship with soap and water?
What's the disconnect between water and soap for me? You know what I'm saying?
If you're out there dating, make sure you ask that question. How is your relationship with soap and water?
Absolutely. That is but it should be apparent. It should be apparent what their relationship is with soap and water. Because when you meet me or you're near me, you know that I definitely use soap, water, lotion, shea butter, a couple of designer perfumes. You're gonna know. Okay.
So you're smelling good.
It's gonna show.
You keep leaving out the towel, soap, water, and a towel. Towel is
Towel is mandatory. Two towels.
I'm gonna be honest.
To wash yourself.
I don't use towels personally.
I never even thought about that to ask. To be honest, when men in dating experience, when men are going through things, they retreat and they don't tell me. Now my male friends, they'll be transparent, they'll be honest, they'll even use me as a to talk about it. But they'll tell me something about men, and even I can even co-sign even with the men in my family, like my father and my brother. They don't tell they women when they go through things. It's such a it's like the vulnerability.
Can I give y'all the secret? Can I give y'all the secret though?
Why?
Most men.
Why?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a few, and I'm gonna put myself personally in this because I've done it myself. Number one, a man that's probably voiced his opinion, and you brushed it off. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really that serious to you, and we felt that because men don't like the whole vulnerable thing. We don't like that all the time. It makes us feel soft, just to be honest. So when we do open up to you and you make it something that isn't significant to us, you just showed us how this is going to be for the long run. Because you can't even hear this simple little gesture that I'm giving you right now. And in most cases, brothers have tried a few times. So then that's why we find somebody with dope conversation, because at least I can talk to this person. And brothers ain't
And
going
then
to
that's how you get.
brothers ain't going to go talk to no ugly girls. If he can find a fine female friend that he can chill with, smoke with, whatever, they probably ain't never slept together, you're going to always invite her over. Want to know why? Because you can talk to her.
Child. Them is far, wide, and few.
Well,
You know,
I've been that person.
I'm
So
just
I
saying.
can agree. I can agree that definitely happens. But chill.
Of course it happens.
But
Some
I think
dudes can't even talk to that girl.
I think most dudes, though, a lot of dudes don't talk about their feelings, their emotions, and things like that because, to be quite honest with you, there's a lot of women out there when they do, they say, well, he's soft. I don't want no dude like that. You know what I'm saying? So if a dude is going through something and he happens to shed a couple of tears in front of his girl, like it's a lot of women out there that look down, girl, he was over my house crying. And
you can't tell me you can't.
But how will you know that? How will you know that unless you
because the one thing we know about women. Did she?
Mari, what happened?
Yes, she'll
come back. She'll come back. We'll plug her back in.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even in that, in most cases, with the story Mari was making, is that in most cases, men just, we don't feel like opening up to certain people, and that's why therapy and stuff like that is big now. But we just don't. It's like because there's not too many people you can talk to, especially for men. And if you call it soft, we know y'all talking about it amongst women because y'all like to talk.
Me and Mari just talked about this, and I want to kind of, it's off topic, but somewhat. That's why we said Kevin Samuels was so important for Black men. He was such an ally for you guys. There isn't a lot of advocacy, and there isn't a lot of any Black men speaking about loving y'all. Y'all are the most out of all the demographic, out of all, you guys need the most healing
and most
because you're underlooked, you're undervalued. You're only you're only really propelled when you have something to offer.
Right.
You yourself is not enough. Yeah. So with that being said, I would think you guys would want to kind of, want to open up a little bit because that can be a very heavy weight to carry. You know what I'm saying? So and a lot of times though, when you try, like in my past, I usually in my history of dating, I do date older men. And when I try, because of at the time of my age, they were just so apprehensive, like, you ain't gonna understand. You just did, just kind of just shined me off. Right. And in the long run, I always get the same thing. And that's one thing I is frustrating with men is when you have us, you treat us poorly for whatever you're going through. And then time goes and you have your time to reflect and you come back and you're like, give me another chance. And us, we've healed. We've talked to our girlfriends. We've done Pilates. We've prayed. We've done all the X, Y's, and Z's that we need to move forward. And then it's like, I'm there. I'm ready. I'm where you at. Baby, I was there 2 years ago.
Right. I'm gone.
I'm gone. I'm not here. Tell your friend to call me.
Okay.
That's the vibe. Straight up. Like,
but you make sure you got your Pilates in. So getting fine is part of the next level.
Absolutely. Every day I'm getting fine. I don't know what y'all doing over there.
Absolutely.
Every day. This is an everyday thing.
I gotta get my chakras right.
That's the key, fellas. When she start exercising, it's probably over for you.
You need to buy some diamonds. She start exercising out of nowhere. It's either somebody at work, somebody at church, or she just done. And you do not want a woman that's with you and just done. That means you talking and she like,
but sadly, most guys feel that way even in the situation. The
whole problem boils
just talking. The whole just talking thing.
You have to know how to communicate. You have to know how to say that. I don't read motherfucking minds.
I would agree.
And you're going through your shit, but guess what? As a Black woman, I'm going through my shit too. Okay. Right. And so sometimes like I said, if it's an appearance thing or something like that, I'm gonna catch that real quick. But if you're keeping your appearances up and everything, I'm not gonna know something is wrong with you unless I feel that. You know what I mean? Like if you don't tell me, then I don't know. Or if I feel that, and exactly, some people are high functioning depressed, And
very true. Very true. Some people can function just like an alcoholic. Just like some people can function under that. It stimulates them in a way.
So that it really all boils down to just knowing how to effectively communicate that, and like and a lot of times where we get off at is like the way people say things, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
So like, you have to be aware and mindful of how your partner reacts to things, you know, when you're gonna have those tough or sensitive conversations.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Sometimes the reason why women are not as receptive and responsive as you want, because we know bullshit when we hear it. And
okay. So
I love with so much love.
Give me one of the bullshit responses that you get.
But I say this because
baby, it's not.
They'll sit there and tell you, and you looking at them, they healthy, they bones work, nothing wrong, and you sitting there like, you got the power to change that. You got the power to change that.
Right.
And I hate to say this, but you looking at your life and you like, that's why sometimes it might be a disconnect where it's like, no, you're not depressed, sir. You're lazy.
Okay.
You're not depressed.
You gotta put
you're
the
lazy.
In, sir.
So you come, and so you may not be getting that response because that tough love may be coming out. Black women, I know I give tough love. I be like, I don't want to hear that shit.
At a certain point, I don't want to hear it. But this is at a certain point because I will give you grace.
I will give you grace. Absolutely.
I will try and talk you through it. And I'm speaking of my own experience. I'm not saying that all women are like this, because some women do not know how to do that. And I think that comes with a maturity level. And that has nothing to do with age, but that has a lot to do with experience and what you've experienced in relationships and all of those type of things. So I think that comes with a maturity and experience. And some men and women, we just don't have the tools to do that. But me personally, like I will try to talk you through it. I will try to figure out a solution with you.
Right.
But if I'm trying to figure out a solution with you and I'm trying to work with you, and then you keep biting my head off and giving me a thousand trillion excuses, and you're not putting no work in and trying to figure it out, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, bro, go somewhere with that shit.
Don't know about your business. So on you guys' list, where does friendship rank in this whole crazy equation? We're talking about all of these things. Where does friendship? Shasta, what's up?
I think they're
What is it? Friendship is number one?
Yes.
Okay.
For you to have a good balance, a good line of communication, there has to be a friendship there. My most successful relationship has been with a great friend. And it's not because it's because we enjoy each other platonically and sexually. We can talk, he can say, you looking a little rough today, babe. And I know it's just love, like you could, whatever.
You're right.
That friendship, and I think
I would agree with that.
Build it. Don't just, I get you like them, but you might, what my mom always said, you don't know nobody till you live with them. Build that friendship so you can really understand who you're dealing with, because you might get with him, he might have everything checked off, and you get that credit report back and it's a 522, and y'all talking about get married. And he got a 522. What you gonna do with a 522, sis?
The brother just probably needs some secured credit cards. He probably ain't that bad. He couldn't buy nothing.
Well, he's gonna have to do that before he gets with me.
But you would have known that if you would establish that friendship. I'm sure y'all would have had a conversation.
And we could work with it together, because I'm not perfect. Shit, let's both come together and create a plan to where we can both increase our credit and build our budget, if that's something that we're doing. But me personally, I feel like it's 50-50, because like sometimes you can venture too far off into the friend zone, and when you get that comfortable, then now the sex is lacking, and you know what I'm saying, like that spark isn't there. So I feel like that love, that balance of like love and attraction and everything, and friendship, it has to be like 50-50, because yes, I want you to be my friend, but I need you to be my lover too. So I need to be like,
all right now. You see her voice change, y'all? You see her voice change?
What's going on?
Like, I want to do it with my lips.
Well, I agree that the friendship aspect is so important, and I say this a lot. I've been married for 22 years. So like,
hold on.
That deserves a hand clap.
well,
I
yeah.
love black love.
Yeah.
I gave in after 13 years. I was like, yeah, I'm
So
cool on this.
the friendship aspect of it is very key because there are going to be days where you're not in love and you're not all, but you know what? That's my homie. You know what I'm saying?
That's still my dog.
Like that's my ride or die. She gonna be there with me through thick and thin. We ain't getting along today, but that's my partner. So
but that's normal. That's
like that
realistic.
has to be there. Yeah, but that's to me, I tell people all the time, that's the foundation. If you're looking at building a house, that's the foundation, that friendship. So that has to be there and it has to be intact before anything else can be built on top of that, because that's the basis of everything.
But I also think people have to stop over dramatizing shit too. Like, because you had a fight one day, okay, like
it happens.
You're human beings. You're not gonna agree all the time.
Everything.
You know, it's not gonna always be lollipops and butterflies. There's going to be some challenges that you have to go through. And what people need to understand is that is what actually grows your relationship, is getting through those challenges together. A lot of times people hit that challenge and they're like, they tap out like, nope.
But if it's too complicated, how much time are you willing to give it?
What do you mean too complicated? Listen, levels to this shit.
So, okay, if we put, like I said, we put all of this into a box. We got somebody... let's see, you said there's a level to it, right? Like, what did he do? So let's say the guy cheated on you. Come back, you get back together, those types of things. I know they exist. They're out there. I know that they are. What's on your list of being too complicated in a relationship? Because again, it's out there. All types of things. What's on your list? This is either a no-go or like, I'm cool with this, like this can happen. What's on your list?
It depends. Like, even with infidelity, it depends because it could be like a, bachelor party and you lost, you lost your cool, you got a little too drunk. It's situational, For me, my I can't do it is children. And I say that because I am very family oriented.
Right.
I really, when I do create that bond with a man, I can't imagine someone else holding that special. Like, I get nowadays people don't look at it like that, but I think motherhood and fatherhood is some of the most amazing blessings on this planet. So for you to give that to another woman, and I see her name next to your name on a family tree on ancestral.com. I can't handle that. That'll break my soul. I can't.
She went into the ancestry like, nah.
No, okay, because that's your bloodline. Like, when I was brought up real big on legacy. Like, that was like a real key word from like my grandparents that I always heard: your legacy, your legacy. So when I think of my significant other giving his genes
legacy
to
some side hoe while I'm in the kitchen cooking for you every night.
Come on, brother.
For her, sex receipts are a deal breaker. The little sex receipts running around, it's a no.
Damn, I ain't never heard it called that. Ooh,
that's
what we call sex receipts.
I was one of those women who found the sex receipts.
Wow.
No. Time out. It wasn't the sex receipts. It was the relationship receipts.
Oh, wow.
So sex and relationship is enough. I mean, I feel like like I said, there's some levels to the shit. If you pop off and fuck a bitch
and end up with a baby,
it's primal. Men do that, unfortunately. Okay,
you gotta go be that family. You gotta go handle that.
But if you no, I'm not talking about with a baby. I'm just saying, like, if a man cheats because he pops off with another female within the relationship.
So Shasta, should men feel that way also? Because men get introduced to women who have several children. And if we're going to talk about the whole Lion Kingdom male aspect, alpha males don't take care of the other cubs. They actually kill them when they go into their dens. So how should men look at this? Because we have women who have 2 and 3 baby daddies. And let's say you met in your 40s. You get what I'm saying? Like 40, 42,
43.
43, and now you passed all of having babies. So how does that work?
Yeah, the older you get, the more likely you are going to meet somebody with a child. So
right.
That is different. Having a child on someone versus you going
Coming
into a
in with
relationship,
children,
knowing that this person has these children is way different. But
Right.
if you go into a relationship and she's still fooling around with her baby
daddy,
daddy and
whatever,
you end up having another baby with him,
Oh,
I would
totally
tell
different
my
story.
brother, you a goddamn fool.
Yeah.
Okay.
she got to go.
She
Oh
peace.
yeah.
Bricks, sis. Hit the
But the
bricks,
crazy
sis.
part is, the sad part about that is that it's almost expected for the women to stay, and it's expected for the man to leave.
Absolutely.
So
Especially
it's an absolute disrespect if a woman steps out and has another baby, but it's almost possible for a man to step out.
I talked
it does
about
happen.
Hold on, I talked about this the other day with some older guys, some guys that's 60, 70 years old, and we had this conversation, right? And I think the thought process behind that comes from when a woman has a baby, like she carried that baby is a part of her, that baby comes out. 9 times out of 10, if you're in a relationship with that woman, that baby's staying with you all the time, because the woman's generally going to take care of that child, right?
Right.
With a dude, he might have some parental rights, but 9 times out of 10, that child won't be living with you.
That's still his child, and he still has to provide for that child. And now that's taking money out of my household.
I'm just saying, mentally, that's kind of the thought process that, you know what I'm saying, society has, and that's why one weighs more than the other, because, you know what I'm saying, the attachment from child to mother is considered to be a stronger bond than a child to a dad, because the child came from the mother. So that's the thought process behind it. It's not right, but I'm just saying that's
I just don't want no man irresponsible with his penis.
Enough that you're going and raw dogging,
like,
like,
you
and
just,
then coming back to me to lay down with me. Like, that's the thing.
That's scary to me.
And
that's scary to me.
And relation for me, because like I was saying, I feel like sex is very primal and very physical, especially for a man. You guys don't think it's not that deep for y'all. And I've come to that realization. It's deep for us because as women, we are being penetrated. It's not that deep for y'all because as the men, you're the penetrator, right? Okay. So that's where my thought process goes to, where I understand like a man could really cheat on his girl, but not have no attachment to that woman. It was purely physical and purely just sex. Okay. Now, when we tap into relationship, now you got a whole relationship with somebody. So totally you're living double lives. You're living
emotional. You got that.
So
that
makes it even more complicated. Very complicated.
That's what I've experienced. So for me, that's an absolute no. Like, because excuse me.
Bless you.
Like I said, thank you. There's levels to this cheating shit. If you was flirting with somebody, DMing, y'all sending little pics, whatever, that's one thing. If you physically have sex with someone, that's another thing. If you have a whole ass relationship with somebody, like, you're just really disrespectful. Because at that point, why are you dragging this other person along? If you with this person,
the harsh reality is, in a lot of cases, is that men don't get what they want at home in a lot of cases.
But they have to communicate that. They have I can't read your mind.
I agree, Shasta. I agree.
If I'm not giving you something, you got to tell me that I'm not giving you that. And then if I choose to continue not to give you that after you've told me probably multiple times, then you need to leave. Not
I say this and go with so much. Leave me before I beat your ass. Leave me. Okay. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Please leave me. Tell me straight up why you leaving. I'm leaving because I told you XYZ and you did not leave to XYZ. Okay. I gotta go. Okay. So before I cheat on you and get real disrespectful, I'm out.
How easy is it to leave though? Is that just that easy? Okay, listen. I had a friend, one of my mentors, break it down to me like this. This is exactly what he said. He said, son, if you spent a lot of time building where you're at, let's say if you the house, the car, all of those things. When we're talking about relationship, you got all of that. You done built all of this up. You done did all of this with this woman. You got all of this. And then in the process of that, in building that, it's not so easy when you've invested into it to just walk away so easy. So if you can get away with cheating here and there, we're talking about it from a guy's perspective, then you will most likely do it because, again, you have attachment. Some people stay because of the kids. Some women stay because of the kids are there. They don't really love each other anymore. They don't like each other no more. But I got a 10-year-old. I got a 12-year-old. I got an 8-year-old. I got a 6-year-old. So you're willing to deal with some stuff, right? That's just from the guy's perspective. So if I say, you know what, I'm not finna lose my house, my car, my this, my that, because you already know once it get bitter, she gonna want what you got.
Hold on. That's why what we just said, that friendship is so important. If my dude walked in here today and said, you know what, Shasta, I just can't no more, I still love him.
Right.
There ain't nothing he could do.
That love switch don't turn off like a light.
I hope he don't hear me, but truth be told, there is really nothing he could do that's gonna make me create this vengeful monster. When a woman's vengeful monster is activated, baby, it was always there. You just tapped into it.
I would agree.
Okay. So if he is that unhappy to where that's where that love comes in. If you are that unhappy where you feel like I really want to fuck with Tamika, like I want to taste that poom poom, or maybe I just want to hit that poom poom, whatever the case may be, we gotta have an honest conversation of what make you want to fuck with Tamika so bad. Maybe you do need to fuck with Tamika. Maybe you need to find out what Tamika, maybe you need to find out what the poom poom but me and you gotta have, as long as we have that conversation, we could probably get past it. You might even get a green light.
Lord have mercy.
I might tell you to bring
the most
Tamika to the house.
understanding woman I've ever had on this show.
You never know, but you don't know until you have that conversation.
You don't know, like, baby, I'm unhappy with you. You're not jiggling my balls when you're sucking it. I want you to do this. You only doing it. Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you can create, and then why are you with a woman that you can't be complete honest with? Because if you can't be honest with her, there's no way she's pleasing you 100%
about to say that. You built this house. You got. Why did you invest all this time and stuff when you already knew? So you have to take some accountability for that as well.
Of course, I would agree. I would agree.
And you've already seen signs that you guys weren't compatible in this area, and you didn't try to fix that before you got this far down the line. That's your fault as well. You can't just throw the blame on the other person.
Okay,
I would agree.
You teach people how to treat you when you allow things to happen. My ex-boyfriend continued to cheat on me because guess what? When he cheated on me and I took him back, in his mind, he's like, "Well, she gonna take me back." So.
Right,
it's a fact. I want to throw that picture up that we all looked at before the show, so the audience can have a visual effect of kind of the circle that we're talking in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all, this is what we were looking at, before the show, and I think it's a strong physical, visual representation of love, sex, friendship, and the web that it weaves, and how complicated things can be, right? And the definition of what goes on. So we see what perfect match is. We see what is complicated: smash buddies, couple, love, sex, friendship. So I think everything that we're talking about is basically, it fits in one of those categories, and you see that love, sex, and friendship kind of all have equal parts in that representation. Right. So they're all equally as important when you have that perfect relationship. So when you said earlier, like, you willing to, have 80%, that's real. That's a real representation in your mind, instead of the 100% that most people are thinking, and that's why they get down so much, because they're expecting 100%, and it's never going to be that. That's unrealistic.
That's very unrealistic.
Very unrealistic.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
So what is the perfect match? Like I kind of want to put it in this way because this is what social media does it. Some women like a Future. Some women like a Russell Wilson. Some women like a what other name I can throw out there? Whatever. Whoever name you got out there. What is your perfect match? What is Marley? What's your perfect match? Like talk to us.
I don't really think there is a perfect match because I really feel like it has a lot to do with where you are at in your life. Okay. Young Miami, she fucking with Diddy, and Diddy bossing her to fuck up. Is they in love? Nah, but it's complicated.
Right?
Sierra, she is now married with multiple children with Russell Wilson. When she got with that man, she had already had a child with Future, been through that whole. So that's where she was at in her life. So that's what she got. That's what she prayed for. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like it's situational, and I feel like it has to do with where you are in life. That's going to create the perfect match. Now, for me, personally speaking, if you're asking what the perfect match for me is going to be right now in the space that I'm in, I'm going to need a man with a lot of patience. Okay. I'm going to need a man with a lot of support.
Why does he need to have patience? Why does he need to have patience?
I'm a big personality.
Okay.
And I know that. I could be a lot.
That's she's being honest. She's laying it out there though. You can't trip. She's laying it out there.
It's a lot going on. Big hair, big nails, big nails.
It's a lot going on. Yes, big personality. Let's just keep it a buck. Gotta have patience.
Let's just keep it a $150. Allow me some grace. Okay, be patient with me. I need a very supportive man. I am super on my career tip, and I need a man who's gonna come in and support that and help me build that. I want to create that and build that together. Okay, and then I also need a very secure man.
Absolutely.
I'm a very sensual and sexy type of woman, and I have no problem expressing that. And I need my man to be secure with me expressing that and not feel no type of way.
Oh, okay.
So
I like the way you put that on the table like that. You set the forks, you put the napkin, the nice napkin, you folded it, you got your knife, your spoon, and your fork there, and you got your table laid. I like that. Y'all need to lay y'all table. Y'all need to
That's what I need. And then he needs to be tall. That's one.
That's tall. Okay.
That's one of the physical.
Listen.
I like how you feel like that.
I'm sure you can gather the other one, but
this how we measuring one. That's one of the physical. Cool.
Yeah, baby, you got to come through like.
All right.
So, but he has to be tall because I wear heels all the time. Anybody that knows me, I stay in high heel shoes, as you guys can see. This is not even half of my fucking shoes right here. It's sick. So for me, I'm a taller woman already. I'm already 5'8" with flat foot. Okay. So with the heels that I wear, I'm usually anywhere between 5'10" and 6'1", right? So I need to be a man taller because I like to be embraced.
So you kicking out the short brothers that'll fold you like a pretzel?
Listen, because I done gave the short brothers a chance. Okay,
put them on Pilates on the back, baby.
She laying the table. She laying the table.
Did all of that, and for me, it never works out because they start getting that short man complex. They want me to start now wearing. Can you just wear flats this time? No, the fuck
no. Listen, brothers, no. Do not be out there lacking confidence. You know what I'm talking about? Stand in your 5'9", 5'8" and be great. You get what I'm saying?
Be great.
Hold her like a pretzel. But for me, I don't care how big she is, legs. They all reach up on the shoulders in the proper way. So listen.
Right, but when I'm standing, I want to be able to hold my man, look. I want to look up to him, like, hi, Daddy.
Guys, listen to Benji. He's 5'9", so he's the expert in that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm short, so I ain't mad at nobody.
Shade.
That's my guy, man. I gotta get him. You know what I'm saying? He slid that in there. He slid that in there like 5'8", like 5'9".
Me and Ken go back and forth with all of this all the time. Listen, I am a very confident 5'9".
As you should be.
I don't have no jealousy in me for the next man. I don't hate on the next man. I know I'm me, and I do a damn good job of being me.
Absolutely.
And it's very attractive.
Right.
I know it is.
Right.
So
Confidence is very attractive. That's another
tripping.
aspect
I'm
that I was
cool.
going to add to. You have to be a confident man because
Very.
I don't know. But I think that falls under the umbrella of insecurity. I mean, being secure, being a secure.
If she's sexy, and I like it, I don't care how tall she is. She could be taller than me. Mm-hmm. I went to a show or whatever, and the girl was taller than me, and she looked good standing next to me, and I looked good standing next to her because we just both look good. You can't ever be two good-looking people. So I ain't tripping. I ain't mad. I know once I step in the building, people gonna look because I know I'm gonna be fly. So
like I said, I have dated shorter men, but my preference would be to have a taller man. But like you stated. Like you said, I think the problem is with a lot of women is they're not sure what type of man that they want and need. And that's something that you pointed out. I like how you got your napkin, your fork, you got everything. You're aware of what it is that you want. And I feel like a lot of men and women aren't really aware of what they want because they'll come and say, I don't want no bad bitch. I don't want no girl with a BBL. But on their algorithm, it's so sir, when I scroll here, all I'm seeing is jiggling asses and titties and bikinis and camel toes. So
camel toe. A wolf, what did they call it? A wolf knuckle? Somebody called it that recently, a wolf knuckle. Or something like it was a wolf knuckle or something. And I was like, I gotta make note of that. You know what I like, y'all? I just want I like a rehabilitated future. A guy who has lived his life, he fucked a slew of hoes, but he stopped.
He's done.
He focused. He's channeled all that energy into something better. He walks by faith, not by sight.
So that makes sense because you said earlier that you've dated older men. So would you in your state, would you say that usually 30. It's the older guys that are you're more attracted to and all of that? So is that so?
I'm okay. So I grew up very kind of traditional,
right?
So I got to see a woman kind of get pampered. I also got to see a woman be tough in her space. So with men, only men that kind of showcase those attributes were older men.
Right.
But then when I would date them, I was always viewed as young, dumb, and
you don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. I'm just
So you would say older men don't respect your mind, or
absolutely.
At that time. Now, fast forward, I'm in my 30s now. It's different. The men that I do encounter are more mature. They are looking for certain things. However, for me, I don't want a man that hasn't lived because it's not going to work. There's a lot about me that you're going to have to, understand. Because a part about being a woman and telling your truth and really revealing who you are, a lot of men can't handle that. They have a concept in their head about women, and if you don't fit in that box,
you're out.
So
I would agree.
You're out, or you're only just a plaything, like a physical thing.
Yeah, I've already counted you out because you're not. So the perfect man would really be okay with the true identity of who I am.
Right.
And not feel and understand that what that means and what that comes with. That's for me. That's why I say a rehabilitated future. Because they're gonna know they're gonna date different kind of women. They're gonna be in different settings. They're gonna have exposure. So if I'm twerking and having a good time, they're not gonna associate me dancing with my self-worth as a woman. They're gonna know I'm just
having fun.
I'm just dancing and having fun. Okay.
They're not gonna as soon as we walk out the club, throw holy water on me.
Snatch you up and be like, why the fuck was you talking like that?
I need a man to understand that.
Fun, right?
But I have been there and that shit is real. We be in the club, I'm dancing, I'm having a good time. And this is why I say I need a very secure man because I, being an entertainer, I'm always on stage. I'm in front of people. People literally I'm not trying to be conceited, but people like literally fawn over me sometimes, especially if I'm on stage. And I've been in a situation where I had my man in that space, and he was completely like, how dare you? And I'm like, I can't control that this man is fawning over me. Like, what do you want me to do?
Very true. Very true.
What do you want me to do?
That's what makes social media a little bit tricky in today's time too, because you can have someone who's an entertainer or makes their money off of Facebook, Instagram, things of that nature. They're an entertainer, and some people don't understand that world. They're not ready for that.
Wait, hold on. There need to be minimums when people say entertainer. Don't tell me you're an entertainer and you have 2 likes and they're from your mother and your sister. You're not an entertainer.
They could be just starting out.
They need to go get a job, right?
At 39, at 39, no, sir.
They're influencing those people.
There needs to be minimum.
I feel like it's never too late.
I feel like that too, but there needs to be minimum requirements when people say they're an entertainer. If you're a heckler, then just say that, sir. You're not an entertainer.
A professional troll, like
right.
Thank you. But that's what I mean. I think for me and who I am and how I'm coming to the table, rehabilitated future is the perfect thing for me. But minus all the kids, because I can't handle 7 kids across town. But just meaning rehabilitated, meaning you've lived your life. You're okay with who you are.
I like that.
You're looking to build with a woman. You're not looking to compete with a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
get that a lot.
So how capable are most women today? Because you got to put it in the guy's perspective. You know, she may have other kids. She may have her career going and all of these types of things. What do you do when you meet somebody who is above level of you? Are you capable of being led? Can you be coached still? Because for most women, they've spent most of their lives, you know, taking care of kids, bossing kids around, and they try to do the same to grown men. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always work. You can't treat a grown man like a boy. How capable are you of being actually led by someone? Ken will talk about this. We'll get to this. The alpha woman is kind of the thing that's supposedly coming in now, right? So we have to deal with this. Can you be led? Because if you're an entertainer and you're doing your thing, but I'm Boss Benji or whoever I am, and I got my stuff together, how can that even work? Are you capable?
Absolutely, it can work.
If a woman, let's just say this plain and simple. If a woman can't be led and vice versa, if you guys can't collaborate, somebody is lacking emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you can adhere to your leaders of authority in your organization, if you can adhere to laws, if you could follow direction, then you should be able, as an adult male or woman, to be able to be led. And when we say led, like, I think a lot of times people like led, like, I don't want to obey. I don't want to.
The automatic thing is dog gonna lead.
You know what it's put at in today's time? Control.
Yes.
Like, and I want to lead you, but you think it's control. Now, if I'm leading you to death and destruction, I can see where you could kick, rebel, and not want to roll with it. But I'm trying to lead you into a land flowing with milk and honey, and I can't even get along with you because you don't even know how to handle the checkbook.
Right. So that's where my opinion would be is I feel like I definitely can be led, but you have to show me that you can do that. If you're not showing me that you can lead me, if I see you doing all this weird shit, and then you think you're supposed to lead me?
Right.
No.
Right.
If the only shoe you own is Chuck Taylor's, you can't lead me, brother.
You can't lead me.
Hey,
you can't lead me if you own a BMW, but you live at your mama house. You can't lead me, bro. Like,
that's no good. That's no good.
Straight up.
I mean, he might need a little bit more time to get on his feet. He might need a little more time to get on his feet.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to. Okay, sometimes some people, I don't want to say that. It's just certain ways you'll know. If I ask you what's the last what's the last book you read, and you tell me the Source magazine online, we're not really on the same page. If I ask
a dope book by Edwin Cole, it's called Maximize Manhood.
Do you see what I'm saying? Come on. Like you that's what I said. Like, you'll know a man that wants to pour into you. It will
Right.
he won't be able to
We'll feel
help it.
that.
He'll give you recommendations. Baby, why you doing it like that? Have you ever thought about this? Have you
Right.
ever tried it this way? He doesn't have to say, first tear you down, then uplift you. That's a pimp tactic.
Right.
That's what
That's
pimps do.
Agreed.
and that goes back to, it's not what you say, it's how
It's
you
how you
How you
say
say
it.
it.
If
So,
you want to
and
lead
big
a woman,
on your friendship aspect, Shasta, right? So,
I personally, I love men in their masculinity. I don't want a feminine man. I don't want a metrosexual man. I want a heterosexual, strong black man. That's it. That's all. I'm okay with being quiet, and I know when I could be fire, and I know when I need to be water. But y'all have to be okay in who y'all are. Don't
right.
half lead me, baby. Step in your godness and lead.
Okay.
I hate the way
Hold on.
we play black men like they're so weak. Y'all
That's a
not
look
weak.
at Ken. Then we got to lift
I
your
think they're
hands moment
misled.
right there. Look at Shasta. Look here, girl.
I'm sorry,
It's
because
gonna
I
be
hate
all
this
over
new
IG. I just
narrative.
want you to know that.
I know. I just hate this narrative of like this weakness, and like we were
Right.
talking about
Right.
earlier, there's nothing weak about being black in America.
You
At
shouldn't
all.
Nothing
be.
weak.
You shouldn't be.
Nothing.
You
You
shouldn't
gotta
be.
You
be
know what
tough
I'm saying?
skin.
But
You gotta be tough skin for
how
sure.
important though is it for a man to have a safe place with his woman though? You
Very.
talked about friendship, Shasta. You talked about, like I said, we're putting all of these, circles and this web together with love and all of this type of stuff. How important is it for the man to have a safe place and that be his woman?
I mean, if you don't have a safe place with her, then you need to look to replace her. There's certain things as a black man you cannot compromise on. There's just the same ways there's certain things as a black woman we can't compromise on.
Right.
And I think a safe place definitely, and that goes back to that friendship. As you build that bond of friendship, that creates that trust.
Right.
Those key elements is what's going to create the longevity between a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that nowadays we aren't promoting strength. We're tearing down masculinity. And I'm sorry, I don't want no crying ass man at the door if a burglar trying to break in. I want a strong black man who gonna whip his ass. Okay, I want no dude running from a spider. I want somebody that's gonna kill it and keep
Right,
it
because
moving.
I'm running. I'm
I
screaming.
mean, hey, Shasta laying her table. You know what I'm saying? She got a knife. She got a
But in
nice
that
little silk
same
napkin,
token,
her fork.
I
You
feel
know what
like
I'm saying? Her
everything
soup
that we're
bowl. She got
saying,
it all
everything
together.
that we everything that we're saying though could be applied to both sex, like both male and female, because I've been in relationships where I feel like vulnerability is devalued. Period.
It is.
Because even as a woman, when I went to my man and I said, when you said that, like, that hurt my feelings, and he'd be like, oh, I was just playing with you, like, oh, you know what I mean? Now you're minimizing my feelings, and I'm telling you, like, I don't like when you say that, or I don't like when you do that, or when you did that, it made me feel like this, and then you just be like, it's not that big of a deal, like, calm down. How the fuck you gonna tell me it's not that big of a deal when I felt some type of way, and I got up enough courage to even come to you and say, baby, I ain't like that.
Right.
So that definitely goes both ways, like, and
transparency,
to create a safe space for your partner to be able to come and say to you those challenging and uncomfortable things, and have those uncomfortable conversations. And if you're in a real relationship, you're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations.
I
like,
would agree.
there's no way of going around that.
That transparency though, Ken. That transparency.
And that's all I mean, that's one of the top things I ask for. Just please, like, don't lie to me, please. What you see right here is what you get, baby.
Like, truth and transparency is huge, right? If
it's
you
a deal breaker for me. If you are lying about the smallest shit, I can't fuck with you.
I had to pull this. I'm gonna put this up there because this was funny. And I actually saw this today on my timeline. So this is amazing. Dating tip number 36. You don't have to lie to women. If she likes you enough, she'll lie to herself.
It's accurate.
Oh, like,
it's funny, but it's true, because
that hurt.
Just be you. Just be you.
Like you ain't got no issue.
Just be you and allow her to tell you whether she'll accept it or not. Right?
Exactly.
Because
I
if
mean,
you're
but it's real. It
and
sucks,
you,
but it's definitely
yeah,
real. Because
and
if
you
I
like to
really
run
like
different
you,
women,
if I really fuck with you, and you got that magic stick, ooh, baby, I'm gonna convince myself. Okay, you
listen,
don't have to convince me.
brothers know if they got the magic stick or not. Listen.
Wait, y'all do? I know y'all do. I know y'all.
Of course
do.
we do.
Know.
It's a different energy. Okay, it's just different. You ain't gotta chase it. You ain't gotta.
And then that's when y'all start
do
getting real
backflips for it.
disrespectful.
You know what I'm talking about?
well,
it's just a
I think it's that. I think it's confidence, but I think fellas gotta also realize that all tricks don't work on all women.
Exactly.
Ooh, talk to him.
Like everything you did with this woman over here, these past 3 women,
with me.
and it worked like magic. You go over here with this girl, you got to start from step one and learn her. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where you got to see. That's where you sharpen your tools. See, that's where you stay reading. You stay in the arts and you stay in the museums
what are you doing to sharpen your
you
tools?
expand your culture.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
You got see, y'all lay y'all table too, but brothers, we lay our table too.
Yeah, so please, because as a single one, I'm a single woman. So please give me some insight.
Let me make this. Let me lay my table real quick because I know some of y'all crazy. I know. I done seen you. I know.
Listen, and that's why I said
I'm gonna raise my hands on that one.
And that's why I said I need a patient man.
See. Listen. For a brother who got his stuff together, there's just certain things he's not gonna put up with. It's flat out. Like you can't be talking to certain men like you talk to your son. It just ain't gonna work that way. Huge turnoff. Shasta mentioned earlier about the conversation, stimulation, being able to talk about multiple things. There's brothers who do that with ease. That's like easy. It's no problem. It's no issue. But there are women who you can take out on a date and all she know is chicken nuggets and French fries.
Oh no!
Yes, you take her to St. Croix or St. Thomas. She looking for chicken fingers. You get what I'm saying? Like, brothers got to deal with stuff too. So you got to have a certain palate.
Yeah, but you can't write off a lady because she doesn't have experiences. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, everybody's like,
you don't want to write her off. If you took her somewhere, you don't instantly want to write her off.
Like, that's where that patience comes in too, because I think we miss our blessings sometimes because we look at people like that and we say they not for us instead of being patient and saying, you know what, let me expose her to some better things because maybe her life hasn't afforded her the options to do that. Right.
Very true.
Maybe she's at a point now where she's starting to get introduced to those things. Right. Because I mean, I've been, you know, making money and had a good job and stuff like this. And I was at my job and they were asking me about certain restaurants that people go to. And I'm 35 years old and hadn't been to them. You know what I'm saying? So they looked at me crazy, but that doesn't mean I don't have the money to go. It just means I didn't go and I didn't, have those experiences. So if she used to chicken nuggets and French fries, take her somewhere else and introduce her to some other stuff. And you might find out through conversation, you know what? That was one thing I didn't like, but we can fix that. And all these other things over here are lining up. And I do love those, so we can work with something here.
Right. No, I totally agree. And that's where I mentioned earlier about capabilities of being led or being coached. Led kind of comes off as an aggressive word, you know what I mean? And, kind of, looks a little different. But if you're able to, if you're an adventurous, that's an A+ from my perspective.
What is adventure?
I mean, you got to be able to have fun. Do you know where Hagia Sophia is? Have you ever been to Istanbul, Turkey? Do you know where, let's see, have you ever been to Hearst Castle? Have you ever been to, the Chocolate Art Festival and just sip wine and looked at art and all of those types of things? There's a multiplicity of things. Have you ever been to Dublin, Ireland and lived in a castle and liked it and didn't like it? You probably never been, but would you want to experience it? Things like that. Like, be open, be suggestive. Don't be so like closed in, depressed, because getting out of the house actually relieves your depression and your issues. So I'm saying, can you be coached? Can you be guided? Because some of us got our stuff together and we just want somebody that got good sense.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like someone who like, well, I ain't never did that before. So like basically, okay, so you ain't never did that before. So that means you're not gonna never do it. Like, how are you gonna know if you like something if you're never gonna try it? So yeah, having that like aspect of being open to trying new things is definitely a plus for sure.
It's okay. It's okay to have some parameters though, because there's some things I ain't trying, and I ain't trying to try, and I don't want to try.
I don't want you sticking no fingers in my booty hole.
See what I'm saying?
Now, see,
I don't want that.
Some women like that. Some women like that. Some women want it. Some women want the thumb in there. Don't lie. Don't y'all come on the 5 Session Podcast and lie. Don't y'all get us started.
I'm just saying, and you know what I'm saying, and I would let you know fast.
But I hear you. I hear you, Ben. It sounds like you want a cultured woman. It sounds like you want a cultured woman. And I understand that, but
and it's cool if she come from LA or come from the hood. I'm from the country. But baby, life don't just exist in LA. There's a wide places to go.
I just said this. It's something about it's like a bug you get that I feel that people get where they grow up in a certain area, they live there, and then they do not explore any parts of anywhere else other than that. Yeah, other than that radius, that 30 miles of east, west, north, south, they don't go. So, like, what if a woman starts showing this when you're dating her and she's like, I don't know, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. Run.
Yeah.
Run. Don't waste your time.
But see, there's an issue there, because if she got the wet, you might have a problem letting go so quick. I'm just saying.
I agree.
She gonna be in that little category that was the screwing buddies that Ken had.
Right, it's gonna be
the smash buddies, right?
Exactly.
The smash buddies.
Right there. She gonna try to venture off. When she try to venture off, like go on back to that box.
Right there. Stay right on over here in your lane, mommy, because you don't like to do the same things that I like to do. But I like to fuck you though.
And you could stay in that box. And we gonna go all around that box.
Right. We gonna ride that box till the wheels fall off.
So would you say the perfect person fits all of that in that circle for every one of us? I'm sure Ken, is that what you're saying also? Because we've mentioned the friendship. Is all of that together? That seems like that makes up everything in what a actual couple, long-lasting couple can be, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of those have to be on the table.
Yes, love, sex, and friendship has to be all in the mix.
You see it, perfect match, right in the middle. It has to encompass all those things.
But
it can get complicated too, y'all.
Can I ask this question though? Mm-hmm. Have you ever been with somebody and you don't even realize they're the perfect match, and maybe it just pops in your head and you're like,
that's usually how it happens.
I can't imagine.
I will confess on TV, on the program today.
Please.
I did that and I didn't realize it until she was gone. This is years ago, but I will, and I didn't realize it until like when it was fine, when it was really over.
I think that leads back to what the ladies were saying earlier, though. Men and women being at two different points at two different times. It's not that you're not good for each other. It's just at that time.
And because I am under the mindset that most women mature faster than men. Absolutely. To a degree, a little bit there. But that don't mean all women are intelligent. All women
absolutely
are smart.
Not.
They can all be beautiful. That doesn't mean that all men are slow and whatever. But I will say, in a lot of cases, guys, you figure that out sometimes later in the process. Like when it's done, it's like that. You don't miss your water till your well runs dry.
You never miss the water till the well runs dry.
And you're like, oh man, she was pretty dope. Because when you get
out there, all my exes
then you start finding out, everybody doesn't complete me like she did. And so, yes, it has happened to me, but I ain't giving out no names, so forget all y'all.
Well, all my exes, all of them. And I said what the fuck I said.
Well, I mean, I mean,
she meant that shit, Ken. She meant that
all
shit
of
from
them.
her soul,
All
y'all.
of them have
She,
had
right,
that
yeah,
moment.
look at me.
All of them have had that moment. Like, damn, I could have really.
look,
But I just had to do the extra.
She laying her table today. She got us lifting our hands and everything. She laying her table today. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
I think one of the biggest things that throughout the conversation so far that we can definitely point out is people have to realize that relationships are transactional, right? We're pouring in, we're getting something back. So when people don't feel like they're getting what they need out of that, then that's when the problems occur, right? And so I think a lot of times they don't get what they need because people aren't articulating what they need to let the person know, hey, this is what I need. We have that mentality a lot of times that, well, they should know by now. I hear that too much. Well, they should know by now. But
if you ain't telling them?
Did you tell them? If you didn't tell them.
Sometimes you can. I will say this. When two people aren't on the same frequency, you can be talking, and I think maybe Shasta mentions this earlier. You can be talking, but y'all ain't hearing each other.
Because you checked out.
Is just off. Like
the
way like Mari said, you could be talking in the wrong manner. You could have maybe somewhere along the line lost some respect for each other along the way. The friendship ain't totally there like it's supposed to be, and you can be on a different frequency and at the wrong time. So I would agree that happens for sure.
I agree to that, and then I also agree to this too. Like, I like to put it like this: like, if I post a story, right, I add the link in my bio and the story. All you have to do is click the link. You can see I have the arrows pointing to click the link. I guarantee you somebody gonna get in my DM and say, how do I get there? How do I access this? Where's the link?
Very true. Very true. Very true.
So,
every day.
You just have to tell
I learned that as a church boy passing out flyers.
It can be right in your motherfucking face, and they will still miss it. I had somebody DM me today. What's your Milk and Cookies podcast about? Watch it and find out. Watch it, and then you'll know. Like, so sometimes you just really have to lead the horse to the water.
Wait, hold on. Because sometimes, guys, and I'm just saying this because of what I do for a living, some people aren't well at comprehending. So a test, I encourage you to give women to know if she's going to be able to comprehend or if she even listens to you. Yeah. Give it about 90 days. Give about 90 days. You guys have been on a couple dates and things like that. Ask her to order your food for you. If she doesn't order your food the exact way you get it, meaning she know you like extra pickles, maybe you don't like tomatoes, only soda you really drink is you don't drink soda, you only drink lemonade. If that woman is engaging you and listening to you and watching you, she gonna know exactly how to order your food. Do not fast go unless she know how to order your food.
That's a woman that's you're on frequency with, because if she knows I like my mustard spread over the whole bun, you know what I'm saying? Get all the corners.
All the corners.
I mean, that's a whole nother level because everybody don't know that. That's a whole nother level.
No, but that's the only way to have it for me. I need all the
But if she's around you, I'm not saying 2 weeks, but if it's been 90 days, it's been 180 days, it's been 3 months, 6 months, you guys have had several dates, you've slept together, you've exchanged bodily fluids here.
And every crack and crevice over here.
She needs to know how you like your burger, or if she needs to know you're vegan and you're not going to eat that, or whatever the case may be. That's how you know a woman is investing. If she don't know how you order your food and she come back, well, I just got you this.
Vice versa.
No bueno.
Run, brother.
Especially if you love food. So, I mean.
I'm a foodie, too. So, you better know what to order me.
I mean, absolutely. I am, too. So, brother like to cook and do all that kind of stuff.
And I'm allergic to the earth. So, you got to know what I'm allergic to and everything.
Okay. All right. Go on with your allergic self then.
I am. It's sad. There ain't shit I can do. There ain't nothing to do about it. I just talk to God. Listen.
Yo.
All right, so I got a quick question for you all while we're on these different subjects. One subject that we always talk about that is kind of I guess a deal breaker to some is body count. Now I know we have these conversations all the time, right? And some people say it doesn't matter, some people say it does. We're in a whole different realm now, I guess, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, conversations as far as body count. Does body count even matter anymore?
I don't want to know. I don't even want to have that conversation.
That ain't none of my business.
To me,
what you did before
if I meet you at a particular moment, I don't believe in happenstance. So I believe it was predestined. We here for a reason. I don't believe in any coincidences. So if I don't want to know. I don't want to know about the next man. I'm big on, I don't even want to hear about your baby dad. If you're talking about him, like, I don't, like, this ain't benefiting me. I don't want to talk about dude. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about how many people you slept with. So I'm never going to ask those questions. If I get to the place to where I find out, like, I'll know your body count, you know what I mean? You know, but either you fit or you don't.
You don't know no body count from that, bro.
No. I'm not saying you know the body count. I'm saying if I'm with a woman, like, it doesn't matter to me because either I fit or I don't. Either we have great sex or we don't. I don't want to know what your body count is because either the sex is bomb or it isn't. Fact. If it is, that's a different talking point. But I don't want to know about your past experiences, how many dudes done stuff their finger in your booty, and how many people done did this. And I don't want to know that. I want to experience you for myself because this is me meeting you now. This is me meeting you. I know I got to meet you as you are, but I didn't meet you 15 years ago, so it'd be dumb for me to consider all of that extra stuff in my head. What we doing now, little mama? That's all I want to know.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies, does it matter to y'all? Does it even factor into anything?
I mean, for me, like I said, I don't want to know, but I do. With that friendship, you guys tend to share. So my thing is, as long as it makes sense. I mean, I don't associate sex with your self-worth. I don't, because you could have been, it could have been all type of things. You could have been going through a death, you could have been going through a messed up relationship. It's a lot of things that drive
you trying to get to the bag.
It's a lot of things that can drive you to high volumes of sex, as sex can be an addiction as well. So I'm very, I don't want to judge you. Your character and what you do matters more to me than your sexual conquests. Now, if you was sleeping with the bag lady and just randomness, it's like some real craziness, then that's different. I'm gonna be like, what was going on that had you so disconnected from your soul to where you slept with her? Like, that type of stuff, that's different. But ultimately, for the body counts, honestly, if he's a decent man, dresses well, smells good, and has a good smile, he got a slew of bitches. He done got a slew of bitches. And
they in the line waiting right now.
Because black men, y'all, it's just not black.
They in the queue right now. Wait.
The fact that you're putting it on the table raw like that, I dig it.
Especially because our men, like, I'm gonna keep it 100. Our men are so sought after by every nationality. Our men are not just sought after by us; they're sought after by everyone. So the options for y'all is just endless. Like, I just told my dude. I was on Instagram and I was like, "It's so many fine ass bitches on this motherfucker." Woo! Like, you do it. Because I'm really faithful. So I'm like, you love me. And it make me love him.
Hold on, Shasta, hold on. But see, here's the crazy part, though. And then when you get into body count, you have to consider all of that. But this is the crazy part, though. Y'all do outnumber us by a large margin.
We do.
In some states, it's 5-1. In some states, it's 8-1. Some 3-1. Yada yada yada. But even if every man on the earth got married, they would still leave, or every woman on the planet got married, well, we'd have about at least still 2 to 3 million women who don't have a man. But that don't mean all the options are good though. It's some ones that you got to toss back though.
I understand that, but y'all got a plethora: black, pink, green, beige, Asian, white, Mexican, Latin, like Indian. Y'all got a plethora. Y'all just are lucky. Y'all, so it's different. Like, and then also
they be throwing that cat,
throwing it, like throwing it. You know what I'm saying? Long, stand in line for the D. First in line, like some Jordans on a Saturday morning that just released.
I promise.
Hasn't been out since
Did you say standing in line like some Jordan? Oh no.
So
that's how you are. I'm telling you.
Like she said, like for me, like I'm gonna, if you're a good looking man, which you probably are if you with me, I'm gonna automatically assume that you have bitches. So I mean, I don't need to know. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna ask you.
Shasta, you very understanding. You know that? Very. This is rare, okay? This is rare. Mari, I dig you because you're raw and uncut. I'm just gonna say it flat out, raw and uncut. Ain't gonna cut no corners. I dig that.
But yeah, I mean, to answer the question, it does not matter to me personally. I'm not going to ask you. That's none of my business what you was doing before me, unless it was like 30 minutes before me. Then like, yeah, bro, like chill.
No, you know, real.
Like, be careful with the 30 minutes.
But that's what Shasta was saying. Like, as long as you weren't being irresponsible with your sexual habits, and as long as you're not putting me at risk, because I don't play about my kitty cat. Okay. So as long as you not like fucking with that whole thing and putting me at risk to have some health issues, then I don't like that. That's not in my forefront to think. I honestly feel like if you're asking somebody about their body count, that's a very immature question for me. I feel like you need to mature more as a person if you going into a relationship asking somebody how many.
I personally do. I would agree because I don't get. In my mind, I don't understand how a brother can think a fine woman, knowing that women are mostly sexual, that you're gonna get her. That's like out of the question. I don't even ask it.
Well, my thing is, why does it even matter? Because she gonna tell you a number, and the number might not even be right anyway. Right. So
it's the same goes for these.
Yeah, that's why I don't really care.
Just tell me a reasonable number, and I'm okay. But sexuality, that is something you have to ask because we live in a day and age where high sex is crazy. Yeah. Y'all may judge me, but I ask like, have you had threesomes, orgies?
Right. That's what I'm asking. I'm not asking how many.
You know, was it a crazy night? And you know, John ended up being your lady. Whatever. I ask. You have to. You have to.
Okay. Hold on. Now let's talk about that for a second, right? So, what if a dude did tell you that he had slept with one dude before? Like, is that a deal breaker for you?
Absolutely.
There is no such thing as trying dick.
Yeah, no.
Literally. Either you like dick or you don't.
No. Listen, pussy is too good. Okay, listen to me.
I feel y'all like that. You can't undo that, right? Once you go all the way, that's it.
Yeah, it's
but I'm gonna act as if it's not that because I would never make anybody feel uncomfortable.
If that's what you like, that's okay. But I don't want that because I don't want in the back of my head to think
I can't worry about all that.
Another man, like I would really like I would. Now I got to worry about men and women. Like no,
I want to meet you in the moment that we meet each other. I don't care about all of the extra stuff in my world. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like in pertaining to the body count, because ultimately, again, I think people we want to know so much.
Right, it ain't none of your
sometimes you can know too much, and
hold on.
I say that all the time. Mind your damn business.
Can I ask a question though? What if you find out that she had a train ran on her? Because this has happened to somebody.
And this is being super honest. I grew up in the culture where that's what we sought out. Now we treated them bad back then, but we found out them was probably some of the dopest bras because they would do anything for you.
Wow.
So we kind of grew up in that culture, but so it's like I don't really trip off of it because, like I said, I don't want to meet you in your past. I want to meet you where we at now because I did some stuff back then too. So we can have a conversation about it. You get what I'm saying? If we friends and we talking and we pontificating like that, but I just don't want to know because I'm not interested in what the next dude did or what he's doing.
So let me ask you.
I like to focus on what I can do in these moments because again, we living in short time.
What if a woman wants to know your body count? Are you willing to give her that answer?
Oh, no doubt. If she asks me, I tell her.
Are you gonna give her an honest answer? Or are you gonna just
I tell her
out there?
I'm
Do you even really know how many? I don't know how many sexual partners I've had.
I can. I know.
I can't count. I lost count a long
time ago. We like DMX around here. We can name them. I can name them. I can go down the list. I can call them.
Once I pass 10, I stop counting.
Once you pass 10?
Once I pass 10, I stop counting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm a romantic. I know their name.
I'm a real life.
Right. I'm the same way.
I'm a sexual being, and I've had sex with people that weren't in a relationship. I've had sex in my relationship with other people in our relationship. So for me, that's not that, that adds to your body count. So just because I said I have over 10 does not mean that I'm just popping my pussy with anybody. I've been in a relationship where me and my dude was fucking people together. So
I mean,
sometimes it happens like that. So I'm not for me, I'm a very sexual and sensual being. I'm not over here keeping score every time I pop this pussy. But when I do pop it, I'm popping it responsibly, and I'm not just giving it away to just anybody. Like that's not what I do.
To be 40-something years old and be able to, I got a good track record. I mean, to be 40 years old and to be able to count,
I feel like I got a good track record.
All of mine, I'm straight. I'm straight.
I think I have a hell of a track record, and I got some experience under my belt too.
I'm gonna say this:
tricks up my sleeve as well.
I know two dope wives out here in this world that both of them had trains ran on them, and they great moms, they great wives. Like for real, like
sometimes it takes for you to go through those things to realize, okay, that's not for me.
I think when we was younger, like looking back at their childhood and having conversations,
stuff to be cool.
Like they did stuff because they were broken as kids and as young people, and they did those things, and that's not who they are anymore. So we won't, you know what I'm saying? You can't look at them and judge on that.
But back then, that was cool. Back then, that showed that you was down if you was running, if you was letting niggas run a train. I was never that down. So
I call that an old-fashioned cooch beating.
Yeah. I was never that down, but I do know a couple of females who was down like that for the homies. They was. North Deal. They was down.
Yeah.
It was introduced to me by a woman. So I know where most of the sexuality has come from. It has come from women. So I get it. I understand. It's just, I mean, listen, like I said, I want to meet us in the here and now. You know what I mean? So that's just me.
And what me and you gonna do together?
Not exactly. I can't worry about the past.
Somebody else. The only thing I need to know what you were doing with somebody else is if it's harmful, or it's gonna if it's gonna harm me, or it's gonna compromise my health in some type of way. That's the only thing.
Just don't be mad when you open up those doors. Just don't be mad if you find out it's somebody maybe you knew or something like that. See, that's where the issues come in.
That's right.
I think share when you're comfortable. You know, sometimes you do have to share a little bit because you don't, like I said, it's a man did reveal to me some promiscuous, some other kind of play going on. I don't want to sex shame, and that's big. Like I don't want to make, because that's a reason a lot of times why men do cheat is because they can't be themselves. So if you do if you do like certain things, I want you to feel comfortable, and I want to create a dialogue to where you could say, I want to try this, or I do want to do a threesome, babe. Like I'm dying for that. That may not be my thing, but at least I know. And so if you do go out and and that's something you want to have, I know I'm not. Can't nobody come up and be like, oh yeah, well I did so and so.
Right.
So certain things you do need to disclose, because nothing worse for you, or a man or a woman, for somebody to tell you something about your significant other that you didn't. There is nothing.
I would agree. I would agree.
So
I hate it.
certain things. Hey, babe, I had a rough year in my I had a rough 22, 23. It was rough. I did this, I did that. Okay, babe, you 37 now. It's okay. I don't want nobody to come up. Oh yeah, I know Trey. Yeah, that type of stuff.
At that one party, like what?
Yeah, they'll do that, trying to, because Trey is moved on with his life. Trey's in a healthy relationship. Trey isn't the old Trey from back in the day.
Right.
So they got to make sure you know about Trey from back in the day. So I do encourage that honesty, because that creates that comfortability in that relationship. But like
everybody can't handle it. Everybody can't handle that though.
That's
then you can't be with somebody that
I would agree.
That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say, if a man is going to be with me, I've only been able to be really truthfully honest about who I am with one guy. And me and him have been together we've been together for we've been together for 4 years. But he's the only man that got the true identity of me, because the one time I did try to open up, I just got bashed so bad.
Shame.
So
because
just
for some reason people think that women aren't supposed to be sexual beings, or women can't compartmentalize certain things in their lives, and it's just it really is that sex shame is very real. Because I know even me saying that I've had more than 10 partners, people will probably be like, oh my God, she's had sex with more than 10 people. Yeah, I have, and I had fun doing it too. So I suggest you jump on this train and figure out what you want in life. Or
if the sex is boring, listen, that's in the circle too. If the sex is boring, listen, man, look, it's gonna be a problem.
Here's the thing: being truthful is huge. So, fellas, if you did porn back in the early 2000s and you on Pornhub page 346, and she deep diving into that Pornhub, you might need to tell her that you did that.
You might need to say something.
Yeah,
you might. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, because I'm on OnlyFans. I'm on OnlyFans, and my link is in my bio, and I'm letting anybody who want to talk to me. I'm on OnlyFans, but I'm not doing no porn.
With your bad self.
I'm not doing no porn on OnlyFans. Hello. There's no fingers in the butt on my OnlyFans.
Y'all in his fingers.
No, don't y'all, Ken.
Her. He said cookies. No.
Look, I am not getting in trouble.
Throw that out there. There's no porn going on my OnlyFans. But it's that when you say OnlyFans, that's what people automatically think. But I do tell men who are pursuing me or who jump in my inbox or try to talk to me, I do have an OnlyFans. I do have some more suggestive content on this platform, but I'm not busting it open or nothing like that on my timeline. Okay. But I do have some very sexy content. And sometimes, and I have to say that because, like I said, I need a secure man. And sometimes men aren't secure with their women being so sexually, I guess,
listen,
I don't know.
Long as I listen, I ain't kicking it with nothing ugly anyway. So that's off top. So I expect anything that's kicking it with me is sexy for the most part. So I mean, I don't get the complex, but again, I'm not every guy. So
guy, I'm telling you,
a lot of people. Do you know how many people I see men on their stories be like, I'm so sick of you OnlyFans girls, and I would never fuck with an OnlyFans girl, and it's just like what I do to you.
You know what? This is the gag,
because
though,
I got smart and started charging for my content.
A lot of those OnlyFans girls, they man is sitting right next to them, spending your money, baby.
Hello.
Facts.
Look, sometimes you niggas need to take one.
Ain't easy.
And let me tell you something. I'm gonna take one for the team. If my man got a little sugar mama on the side and she breaking my baby off, baby, go on and get that money and come on back. We're gonna go get some couples massages, and we're gonna spend up that rich lady money. And I'm gonna send you back to her when she's ready.
She laying it out. She got the table laid. Is it time
I'm just
to
keeping
eat
it
yet?
$1.50. Sometimes you do have to take one for the team, but you know what? That is something that you decide to do within your relationship. What works for me and my man is not going to work for the next person.
That's very
So
true.
we can't assume that because we're comfortable with doing this that the next person will be, and you can't assume that since you're uncomfortable with this that the next person will be as well. You know what I'm saying?
I would
It
agree.
just is
I would
what it
agree.
is.
I would
You
agree.
have to do what works for you, and that's why I say I feel like there is no perfect match because it depends on where you're at in your life and what you've experienced and what you want to do, because that's going to ultimately develop what type of relationship you have.
I
I
would
think she
agree.
just summed it up great. So we'll go around and let everybody kind of give their advice for somebody out there listening, checking out the stream or looking at the video later. Like give them some game on how they can, how they can survive out here and maybe find the person that they need to find. We'll let the ladies go first.
Whew.
Milk.
Stop wearing your heart on your sleeve
Oh,
and live in the moment. Everything you don't have to have all the answers. You
right,
don't have to know where it's going. As long as you know where you're going in life, enjoy the moment with the man.
right.
Don't get so wrapped up in what everybody else is doing and your age and why you're not this and why he ain't doing this. Enjoy that man. You might find out you might not like him, or you guys might gradually grow into something. Time and time again, I don't think we live in the moment. We're so
True.
busy thinking ahead. Enjoy the moment with the man or the woman or however it's going. Enjoy the moment. Live in that moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Live in the present day. Enjoy their spirit, because God knows anything can happen. And Kevin Samuels is a true fire testimony to that. Gone here today,
Gone
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 tomorrow.
tomorrow. Very true.
Absolutely. Okay. Amen, sister. Preach. Um, hallelujah.
Okay, milk went. Now we got to dip it in the. We got to dip the
We got to
cookie
dip
in
the
the
cookies
milk.
in
And
that
that's what we
milk.
got to do. We got the milk.
To,
So
to piggyback off of what Shasta said, I think my number one thing that I would like to tell people is just authentically be yourself. That is going to get you far in life. That's going to get you far in relationships. That's even going to, that will get you far in anything as long as you're being 100% authentically yourself, and as long as you are being truthful and forthcoming. I believe those are really good qualities and characteristics that can propel you into whatever it is that you want in life, whether that be relationship, career, etc., etc. And then also try not to get so caught up on societal standards.
right,
Which could be, it's easier said than done as a single woman, single mom, single woman, unmarried in my 30s. Sometimes those societal standards creep in and it be having me second guessing myself
right,
or feeling like I'm less than or I'm not doing something right because I'm not married with a white picket fence outside.
right.
And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough grace and really honor the accomplishments that we've made individually. And I speak to that as a woman. As women, unfortunately, in the society, we are devalued if we're not a great wife and mother by the time we're 35. And like speaking like what Milk said, Kevin Samuels even said the same thing. That was his opinion. He felt that women who were unmarried and of a certain age were basically disposable, and that their range of finding that true love and having a good relationship is very small and very minimal. But I feel like you cannot. If that might be his opinion because that's just his perception in life. That ain't got shit to do with me. And I
I
and
would
Or
agree.
I
me.
and I have to realize that. Like, okay, that might be his opinion, but he ain't never walked in my shoes. I'm
Right,
not gonna marry a man who's not treating me well. I'm not gonna marry a man who's presenting toxic behavior, and my children are seeing this toxic behavior. And you're telling me I should stay with this man because, as a 35-year-old woman, I should be married and like no. I'm not going to do that. So you have your opinion and you're definitely entitled to that, but you're not walking in my shoes. So sometimes we have to understand you can't project other people's beliefs and opinions onto yourself, because you're in your own lane, you're living your own life. So don't let societal pressures creep in. People be like, oh, relationship goals. You don't know what the fuck going on in people's house. After they post a little thing on social media, making it look all cute for the world. Of course they're gonna put their best foot forward and their best picture forward, but you don't know if that lady getting smacked around behind them closed doors.
I was just about to say that he got her in a headlock over there about the DDT her and shit.
Right, making her post that, to make it seem like everything's all good. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile,
I'll fry the chicken better, baby. I'll fry the chicken.
Meanwhile, backing her the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So
not Anime Bullock.
Hey,
love that movie.
Anime.
Love that movie.
Love that movie.
So, that would be my thing. Just be 100% yourself. That's gonna always get you far in life. And then just don't worry about the societal pressures and things that you see in the media. Yes, I mean you can, take from it what you can, but don't base your whole life off of what you see somebody else doing, because half the time they cap it.
I mean, again, the ladies have summed it up. I mean, there's nothing much for me to say. Benji, you got something to say?
Man, listen, I personally am like, look, if we in this moment, if we in this space and time, we done both had our traumas, we done both had our issues, we done did this, we done did that. Once you reach a certain age, man, all you want to know is what we doing now. And what like do we have a synopsis, a plan of what we're doing now? Because I tend to think forward. I'm a forward thinker. I live in the moment, but I am a forward thinker because I'm always projecting something better. Even though I love being in the moment, I like seeing down the road what we can do, what we can accomplish. So can you handle the checkbook? Do you know how to spend money? Do you know how to manage business credit accounts? Do you know how to do, you know what I'm saying? Like I come with building blocks. Like I come with stepping stones. So either we can make it work or we can't. And I'm quick to make that assessment. Like I give grace to the 10th power. But one thing I'm not going to do is put up with no BS. I'm just not going to do it. It's
and waste time.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like some of us are in go mode. And when you're in go mode, you need somebody to support the dreams while you support them, because true love is support and then giving support. I believe that 100%. You can't have me pulling the boat and the only one rowing and you sitting back with your feet up and you're chilling and don't want to offer no support. So that's just me, man. If you're out there and you're dating or whatever, man, find somebody that is perfect for you, that fits you, that loves your quirkiness, loves your laugh. It may get on the nerves of your 15 coworkers, but as soon as Boo see you, he can hear you laughing down the hall, coming to check you out in the office. He know that's his baby because he likes a laugh, whatever it is. Like find somebody that's perfect for you, not somebody that's perfect, somebody that's perfect for you. And somebody that likes the big old bitties. Somebody, somebody likes some men like the big old, some don't,
Hey, you better like thick women, because me and her, we coming through thicky thick.
Thicky thick.
Thicky thick.
I'm from
you better like that
girl. I ain't mad at no thick women. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I love California.
Yep. Truth and transparency and love, it all goes hand in hand. If you have those three things, then you got a great foundation. Right. Before we get up out of here, of course, we let all of our guests, get a shout outs. And these ladies, they have an amazing podcast themselves. So we want to let them plug that before we get up out of here. So ladies, tell the folks how to find you, where to follow you, all that good information.
All right. Well, as you guys know, I am Milk, aka Shasta, and we are on YouTube. Our podcast is called the Milk and Cookies Podcast. We drop every week. We cover an array of topics from fashion, trending, political, colorism, racism, weight, financial goals, niggas ain't shit section.
TV shows.
You know, just a whole bunch of shit. You know, we're very diverse.
One time I saw you on there talking about Hugh Hefner's balls, so I was like, oh,
we crazy. We have a very diverse.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know
what you're gonna get.
I'm about to take Mari. She's an R&B singer. She sung up and down the California coast. So sometimes it's musically driven. I am a writer. I have a novel releasing this month. So just come and show love. You know, we're two Black women, both in the corporate space, transitioning into podcasting, and we've been doing it now for a few weeks, and we love it.
Doing a great
job. 9 weeks now. So
9
every week, man.
Yes.
I dig it. I found you on there, so I was like, all right.
Yeah. And for those of you who aren't aware, I am Cookies to the Milk. And I am Mari Baby. You can find me on Instagram at MariBaby007. I have a link tree there. You can get access to my website, my Milk and Cookies link is there, and also my single Pillow Talk Anthem available on all streaming platforms.
Okay, y'all go find that.
It's called Pillow Talk Anthem, and my artist name is Mari Space Baby, so it's gonna be 2 words, but yes, yeah.
All right, dope. My man. Hey, family, Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to him.
Milk and Cookies, yes, sir. Glad to have you ladies on. It was
thank you.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Y'all can find me on IG BRB4701. Find me. You can see my link tree, all of that in there. You can find my wine shop. You can,
ladies and gentlemen, because I know there's some gentlemen that like wine. You want you a cab? Yeah. It's been a rough day. Your boss ain't shit. That nigga ain't picking up his phone. You want to watch some good TV. Hit Ben up and get some wine. We necked the bottle in one episode, y'all. Necked it.
And was drunk.
Lynn got some, and we put Black women. Women got some seafood after.
Yeah.
Listen. I got the top-notch stuff. Everybody that's trying my stuff, they know what's up. We pushing it out. I appreciate you.
One hope, y'all. One hope. That's how you know it was good. I remember.
Yeah. We've plugged One Hope like 3 times.
No doubt.
Yeah. We always say whenever we have your wine in our glass, we definitely shot it out.
I know it. Shasta done hooked me up a couple times. You did as well. I saw it when y'all shouted me out. I appreciate it. As always, you know what I mean? Follow me on Facebook, Benji Banks. I'm there. You'll see me. You can't miss me. I'm around there. So we in there.
All right. Well, y'all already know y'all can catch me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. Y'all can catch the Fire Session Podcast on all social media platforms. Just hit the little search bar, Fire Session. And then when you go to YouTube, make sure you click like and subscribe on the page so you can get these updates and these videos and these clips every week. We got some dope content. We got some dope topics. We got some dope interviews with some dope people. Again, we want to thank Mari Baby and Shasta Milk and Cookies podcast for joining us today.
I'm just mad I don't have me a cup of milk right now and some golden Oreos, you know.
Golden. You got to have the chocolate. The original.
We like ice cream around here. It's French vanilla, butter pecan, chocolate deluxe, caramel sundae.
Already.
I'm on a diet. Y'all need to cut it out. I'm on a diet. Okay. Talk about some peanuts. Okay. Keep it basic. Okay.
You want to like protein cheddar chips, friend?
Absolutely the fuck not. You ever had protein chips? It's a waste. Whoever created them, shoot them.
Y'all already know. We're going to continue this conversation after the show. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to let y'all go. Y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all.
God bless.
So, peace.
Follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fire Session Podcast.